Hello and welcome to Health Potion, the show about gaming and health. I'm Jaymii.
And I'm Karina.
And today we're talking about
Game-life balance.
I don't know why I thought that would be funny.
Well...
So, let's be real. This is the thing I struggle with the most. Being able to find time to game and get all the other things in life and not feel guilty about gaming is a massive struggle for me.
I think it's a pretty much a struggle for everyone because gaming is one of those activities that takes up quite a bit of time and you feel like you're forgoing a lot of important things like relationships and kids and other activities. But I think it's really important to remember that this is just as a valid activity as, say, like a dance class or a cooking class. It's just something that's socially a little bit new in the sense that gaming hasn't really been around for that long historically. So I think there is a bit of stigma around spending a lot of time gaming only because it's a new hobby.
And so you have to think about it in the sense that it is time for you if you aren't necessarily socializing with your close friends and family. If it is just a solo thing you're doing, you are allowed that time. You are permitted to have some you time because ultimately having some time for yourself allows you to be a better person for all those other people you want to take care of. Obviously, you can't completely ignore all your responsibilities and your life and your relationships because they are important. But we just also want to say that, hey, if you are feeling guilty about doing it, it's okay to have some you time. That's very important.
I think that's something that's not really supported in today's society is having the me time because it's seen as like unproductive and you're not doing things that are like, for work and earning money. But I think that that's a really artificial pressure. And I think it's really important to actually let yourself be free from that for a little bit. And for me, I know that gaming is what gives me that. It gives me that false sense of accomplishment in my character earns money, my character gets a better car or a better ship or something. But I don't. But I don't really need that physical reward to have that sense of accomplishment.
And on the flip side, it's okay to stop gaming for a while. If life is getting too hectic and you feel like you don't have the time for gaming and you want to put it aside or you have other hobbies you want to focus on, that's okay. You are still a gamer. Even if you put off gaming for a whole year, if you don't touch a single console, a single mobile game, anything like that, if you still appreciate games and end up, playing games, that is fine. It is totally, totally fine. If you want to be a gamer and you consider yourself a gamer and you like playing games, you're still a gamer. No one's going to get disown you if you suddenly stop playing for a few months.
And if people have a problem with that, I think it says more about that individual person than it does about you, in the sense that you need to prioritize your life. And if that time of your life is not about gaming, then it's not about gaming. And that's totally valid. And anyone who judges you for that, says more about them than it does about you.
It's really great to have online gaming buddies, but if one of them needs to take some time off, you have to respect that because everyone has different work-life scenarios and it's just about keeping everyone healthy and happy because ultimately it's meant to be a hobby that makes you happy. So do it if it makes you happy, and if it's not making you happy at a time, it's putting too much pressure on you, it's okay to not.
Yeah, maybe it's a good time to take a break. And I think the key is, for most people out there, gaming is a hobby. It's not everything that you do and who you are. So it's kind of a nice, happy addition to who you are. And I think unless you're part of that really, really small percentage of athletic professional gamers, it's good to be able to recognize that a lot of us need that balance.
So how do we fit more game time into our life when we're struggling to find time for our me time to play games? So there's a couple of strategies you can do. One of them for me is planning time.
Yes, huge thing is planning your time. So when you set aside time for gaming, it also just makes you not feel guilty because you're not stealing time from other activities. It also helps anyone in your life, so like a partner or friends or, some kids, they'll know what you're doing, how long you're doing it for, and it's good expectation management strategy.
Another solution is prepping other areas of your life to allow that time. So if you do meal preparation for a few meals in the week, that's less time you have to spend cooking, and that time could be spent gaming. So that way, if you plan things in advance, that helps free up your life in other areas you may not think, but it actually can help you with your gaming life.
Yeah, especially if you want to have like a bit of a weekend binge. You can get a few things like, a few lunches and dinners prepared, and you can just set aside some time, make sure your work's done at work, and then go home and actually enjoy yourself and not feel bad about it. But then also if you prepare a few meals and things, you're less likely to go for kind of fast food options, which are generally not that great for us.
And another technique is finding games that suit your schedule for your current life. I'm a person whose schedule changes quite frequently and have to adjust to that. So it's not easily having like a hard and fast schedule. So sometimes I go, okay, this is the part where I'm working extensively. So I'm going to generally stick to puzzle games and short indie games that finish quite quickly. And then when I get some big time chunks off, that's when I can go, okay, these are my longer story-based games. This is where I can play Mass Effect Andromeda now for 5 hours straight, because I've got the time to do so. So it's about balancing the whole life and games and finding games that suit that. And if you want to, it also gives you a chance to find new games. Perhaps there's a game genre that you hadn't considered before, but that you can fit into your lifestyle that you actually really enjoy.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed Ori and the Blind Forest when I was studying because it's a short 16-hour game and I could play it in short little bursts and not feel bad about it, but also get me away from, study and the stress of exams. And it just happened to be a really good game that I just didn't really think of before until I found it. And now I love short little indie games.
So suggest in the bottom different games for different times. I'd love to do a top 10 on GameFed about short games that you can fit into those little time slots that you get. I think short games, while not necessarily can be seen as good bang for buck as far as like getting the most from your money, when you can get a few of these in the sale options or in bundles, is a great way of actually getting your money's worth for these little games. My favorite bang for buck games are also social games where the repetitiveness of it allows for the replayability. So things like Rocket League, even though it's essentially the same game every time, because you're playing with different people and your skills are improving and it's that competitive aspect of it, I'm going to be continue playing Rocket League for all my life, and I can fit it in little tiny gaps. So it's one of those games where it's like quick game of Rocket League, feeling great, and then move on.
Exactly.
So let's wrap this up. Don't hate yourself if you want to spend time playing games. Don't hate yourself if you need to stop playing games. Everyone's schedule is different. Everyone's needs are different. Try and find what's worked with you and share tips and games advice with everyone around you and help come to a conclusion together. I mean, that's one of the best things I think is if your family and friends are concerned about your gameplay, while it is technically none of their business, bringing them into the conversation going, hey, well, why don't we do this? Or can I fit this in here? Is a great way to bring them in and help them understand what you're doing.
Yeah, be gentle on yourself, be gentle on other people, and open up those conversations.
And hopefully you'll find time for games and all those other important things in your life.
Definitely.
Take care of yourselves. Till next time.
See ya.
Bye. Just want to hug everyone.
I know. It's okay, guys. Society's expectations. Oh shit.
You're a legitimate person.
And I love spreadsheets.
I do love spreadsheets, okay? Just leave my mug choices alone. Got that in a museum. It's legit. It's art.